Okay, we recording? Hello. Hello, it is a beautiful Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock. But let's just start. Let's have the podcast. I don't know. I feel like I just have to have my my podcast, my headphones on, right? But yeah, start off the podcast, man. This last week has been crazy for me. And I just woke up from a nap too, if you are wondering. But no, this last podcast, last week, has been crazy. I've been a lot of stuff happening. We're getting a new worker to come along with me, which you can see on my shirt, Klein Reconstruction. Again, if you have any San Angelo needs, hit them up for remodeling. They're an amazing company. But let me move the mic closer. I think it's farther away. Yeah, no, it's been crazy. Different things happening. Got a new worker coming, gonna help me and work with me, so it'll be really good. I'll kind of be the leader, but it'll be fun because I'm happy to have another pair of hands to help us out. So glad to see it. But man, it's been crazy. Like, I was thinking the other day. I can't even remember, a couple weeks ago. I was thinking about tips. You know how you just give somebody tips, when you're at a restaurant or whatever. I was sitting there and I was like, how many times do we like not tip somebody when they're, mean to us or whatever, right? Like think about it. Like, how many times have you, and I know I have tipped somebody when they weren't particularly a good server, right? I've done it, and it's just crazy because it's so unbiblical, right? Because it's like, how, right, as Christians, and we've all done it. If you say you haven't done it, don't be lying to me. No, but I mean, really though, it's one of these things. As Christians, we need to love our neighbor as ourselves, and it's like we're directly choosing to treat them not well if I give them money. But there's one thing that goes into it too, because it's in my opinion very ridiculous that the employer, say like an Olive Garden or whatever, doesn't properly pay their staff, and rather just how am I trying to say this? They don't pay their staff well enough, so the staff, their real pay is really relied on the customer, which is ridiculous. And that's why you have to pay tips, because these people will make minimum wage, but tips is what they'll get in. And it can be ridiculous. Like, I don't know. I find that ridiculous. I find that highly unbiblical too. Because like, how are you as the employer not gonna just try to take care of your employees, right? Like, how are you gonna do that? Because you're not really taking care of your employees if you're relying on customers to be the ones providing really for you or for your employees. So I don't like that. But it's just crazy. I was thinking about it. I was like, how many times have we had a bad waiter, right? And then, like they give us a snarly look or something. And then, we give them like a $5 tip when it was like $50. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. I was sitting there, I was like, I never, I guess, understood. I was like, this is a franchise that is directly has to do with people's behavior and your kindness towards them, right? Because we know that we should love our neighbors as ourselves. I mean, regardless, if there's a waiter that's kind of being, not the best waiter, still love them, because again, you're kind of providing for them at that point, which I think is, again, shouldn't be the case, but it is the case. I'm drinking a Kill Cliff right now, for anybody wondering. They're really good. Sponsor me, Kill Cliff. No, I'm just kidding. You're not going to sponsor me. But if you did, that'd be cool. Yeah, it's crazy because I was sitting there. Because the real reason that this came up, because last week, it wasn't last week, it was a couple weeks ago. It was my mom's birthday. And we went to Cork and Pig here in San Angelo. And I was sitting there, I was like, ooh, because it was expensive. It was me, my sisters, and my brother, and my mom. So it was expensive. Because Cork and Pig is kind of a fancier place. So it was kind of it was expensive. And me and my brother split it. And I was sitting there, and I was like, because the waiter wasn't that good to us. I think she was great. I think she was okay. I think she was just doing her job. Maybe it was a long night, and I didn't get that. But I even found myself, I was sitting there, I was like, she wasn't that good. I'm not going to give her a good tip. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, she served us so much food. She's doing all of this. She's trying to work. She's trying to do that. I'm not even going to. I'm like, how selfish? You know what I mean? How, like, wow, what a prime example of not loving your neighbor as yourself. Because I'm not loving her as myself. If I was, I'd give her a good tip, a sizable tip. We did give her a tip, but I'm saying, it's just, I never thought about that. Like, I never thought biblically into tips, right? I want this podcast to be kind of chill and relaxed, but also bring it back to the Lord, right? If I can't make my content bring it back to the Lord and give honor and glory to the Lord, then what's the point? You know what I mean? Because I want these to be, because I don't have any notes, right? I'm not looking at nothing. Just the mic. I'm just speaking from the heart. Not like the heart. Like I'm, because the heart is wicked and deceitful over all ways, Jeremiah. But I'm just, just speaking what I think is true. And having a bit, like, I want these podcasts for me to be having a biblical mindset and then taking a topic and then just rolling with it, see what I can do. So, it's crazy then. And it's like, it's just what made me think about that last week. How much we cannot care about other people just because they're rude to us one time and then we don't give them a good tip. Right, it's crazy. But man, I am a terrible, okay, I'm not a terrible driver. But recently, I'll be honest with y'all, because I cannot stay awake when I'm driving. Like when I'm working, and I don't, driving more than 2 seconds, because I have to, be actively doing something, right? I have to actively be doing with my hands, or I'm a very manual guy. If I can't do something with my hands, then it messes me up and I just can't, I just fall asleep. So, when I'm going out to get supplies or something, or go to Cristobal for my work, I just am so tired. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, why am I so tired? I'm sitting there driving, passing out. And so, and I am a daydreamer, I will say. I know. For those that know me, that's not a shocker. But I was sitting there listening to a podcast, and this was when I was going out to get supplies. And I was listening to a podcast, Mike Winger. Love him, I'll link him below. And I was listening to it, and I was really, I was getting so invested. I was sitting there, I was like, oh man, getting with the points. He's talking about different biblical stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting into it, right? I sit there. It's a red light. I'm stopped at a red light. And if my mom sees this, she's going to hate me. She's like, oh my gosh. I was sitting at the red light, and I was just sitting there. I was just daydreaming and so tired because I'm sitting there, right? And not paying attention. It's a red light. The people on my left, they're going because it's a red light. And they're moving, cars are going forward, and they're just moving. There's different cars moving. And since for some reason, I guess there was cars moving to the left, I thought it was green. So I go. This is this is a red light that has been red for 10 seconds. It is a completely red light. I go, and then I see this Tacoma. It's like 50 feet away from me. It's not close. But because they just started moving, so it's not like they were high speed or nothing. Thank the Lord. But he just goes a little bit, and I'm going, and I flip out because I see another car coming, and I just like instantly turn and go to the right, and my heart's beating. I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, like almost just got T-boned. It was insane. Gosh, I thank the Lord every day from that. Like, there's so many times I'm sitting there, I'm like, how, Lord, you have kept me in your graces. You have kept me from dying. Because if that was somebody coming off the loop, going full speed, I could have done instantly. T-boned, by truck totaled, and it would be just a terrible situation. I thank the Lord that He protected me from that. It was, oh man, it was crazy. So, there's other times, like, it was funny, I was backing up, because I have a backup camera on my truck, and I was sitting there looking around, I was like, okay, I'm good to back up. There's a dude right behind my truck, and I go like an inch, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I pumped the brakes, I'm like, oh no, I don't know. I never hit anybody, I promise, guys, I'm a good driver, Oh, man. I literally cannot listen to podcasts or really even music anymore while I'm driving. I was like, I can't do it because I get so focused in on it and zoned in. It's too much, It's too much. Which that's why some reason, when I'm at work, I have earbuds. I have these push actives, which I don't know if they're around here yet. But I have push actives, really good headphones, Skull Candy, of course. Because my other one's broke. If you see my other podcast, they broke, so I got some new ones, and they're really good. I like them. But I listen to podcasts while I'm at work. It's typically when I'm doing kind of menial stuff that's not super important or even intensive. Like I'm sitting there watering grass, right? You don't really need to be all there to water grass, you know what I mean? Or to even do just some other different stuffs that are real tedious, I can listen to it. But, whenever I need to really focus in on something, I just take them out, boom, I need to focus in and hone in. But some stuff, it's just, again, like watering some trees, you don't need. And I don't mean like sitting there with the hose watering tree. I mean just like walking around, get the hose, drip it, go to the nether hose, drip it, things like that. But, tired. Why not? I just woke up. Yeah. So, crazy, man. I've been thinking recently about like dead end jobs. How many times, like, this job that I have now, I thank the Lord that I have it, and it's truly been a blessing, and just, I thank the Lord every day from it, truly, because it's been nothing but a blessing to my life, and a blessing. That's the best way I can say it. And God, I think God just kind of gave it to me. I didn't really try. I was in Oklahoma, and backstory of me getting climate right, or coming into climate right. Ugh, keep yawning. I was working up in Oklahoma, and I was working there for my uncle's ranch, and I worked there for the summer, and then I just worked there, but I can't remember when I went there. I can't remember. It was like, I can't remember. Anyways, sorry, I can't remember how long I was when I first started there. It was around summertime though, and I came back about August, and basically, I like a family friend of ours, Jordan. I won't say who. Oh, I just said his name. Whatever. Jordan. Love Jordan. But no, he's a good friend of ours. Still is. Great dude. Hi Jordan, if you're watching. But he called me up, and I was coming back from Oklahoma, because literally, like, I was like coming back, like moving, like I was done. And sorry for my nose, guys. I'm all stuffed up. But I was coming back, and he called me up, and he was like, "Hey man, like, we need somebody to work out here, like kind of my assistant type of deal. If you can come out and work with it like as soon as you can. We really need the help." And I was like, "Sure, I guess." Right? It was so sudden and abrupt, but I was like, it worked out for the best, because at the time I was working at a trampoline park here in San Angelo, Ultimate Air, which was a good job. It paid okay. It was okay first time job. You know, I think it was mainly the pay, and couldn't get that many hours, but I think it was good. Michelle did take care of me, so I will say that the boss there, she did take care of me. So hope you're doing well. So I thank her for that, and it was a pretty good job though. I liked it. I liked it enough. I don't think, if you're planning on working there, I think it's a great starter job. Which, I mean, I have some crazy stories from there, like funny stories mainly. Oh my gosh, that needs to be a whole nother podcast about Ultimate Air. But anyways, so Jordan calls me up, and I hate to name drop, but I always forget to say, like, to be confidential, but then I'm like, whatever. Anybody who's watching this already knows me, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, he hits me up, and he's like, "Yeah, you should come work in here." And so I started with him, and it was awesome. I started in the summer, and it's coming on like 8 months that I've been working here, but it's coming on a year here in August, because August is when I, started at Climate Right. And I've been loving it. David Nowlin's a great boss. Him and his wife are great. They take care of people. They look after them. They love the Lord, and it's overall, I think, a great job. And I'm super happy to see the new helper, or the new person come to work with me. I'm super excited. I'm just happy to have another hand, and to show them the ropes. It's gonna be fun, and just have another hand where I'm not up to my ears and everything. I still am, but it'll be less so. So glad to see it. So, but it was really a blessing from God. I think I didn't because when I first came back from Oklahoma, I didn't have anything lined up. I know I didn't want to come back to Ultimate Air just because of pay, because I was making more. My philosophy, and I think it kind of works out. I think everybody should have this, but I went to Ultimate Air, and then I went to work with my uncle, and then I got paid more. So I was like, okay, I don't want to go, to a job that pays less. So let's try to find something that pays more, or at least the same. And so I come to Ultimate Air. I come to Climate Right, and they're paying me about the same. So I was like, okay, I'm making more now, and it was quickly I made more. So I'm really happy I decided to come with this job, and because at the time before Jordan called me and I had Climate Right to think of, as that kind of job offer, I was thinking about going to Target, bagging there. Like, I was just thinking of anything that would give more consistent hours and just pay more than Ultimate Air. I'm not trying to slam Ultimate Air or anything. Again, if you want to go there, great first job, have a lot of flexibility, so go there. But I was thinking like Target or something, like I apologize. I need to blow my nose, people. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna blow my nose right quick. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to blow my nose. But what was I saying? Yeah, Ultimate. So yeah, I was just planning on going on anywhere. Honestly, I was thinking Target because I think as a manager or something, you can make like 15 there, unless I'm mistaken. I don't know. I heard you could make 15, so that's what I was thinking. I can go there or HEB, somewhere that just made a bit more and more consistent hours. Is what I was thinking. And I never thought of coming here to Climate Right. I never thought it was just never on my radar, right? So, but it really is a blessing, and so I mean, dead end jobs though, it just sucks. It made me think of having such a great job that I really do like, I really do enjoy, and I'm really able to honor and glorify. Like I can really lift my hands up to the Lord in this work, and I just love it because I'm able to be in nature. I'm able to give glory to the Lord. And for those that are watching, hey, you can give glory to the Lord being a bagger at Target. You can give glory to the Lord serving ice cream. You really can. Do it unto the Lord. Do it as if that person, treat that ice cream as if it's the Lord's ice cream. Take care of it, maintain it, give the glory to the Lord. You get a raise, that's all you, Lord, type of deal. You know what I mean? Give it to Him, and I'm very, I can do it very easily in my line of work, I guess. I'm just happy for it. I'm just thinking of dead end jobs. My brother is stuck at a dead end job, and it's sad. And I truly do care for my brother. I know we're switching up quickly, to my brother, but that's what made me think about this dead end jobs. Like he has. I love you, brother. If you're watching this, listen to me. I know he's not gonna watch this, but and I get people, and I'm not slamming anybody who has a dead end job that they hate, that they can't get out of, that they just need to make, got bills to pay. I get that. I'm not saying, hey, leave that job because it's a dead end job. You don't like it, but you need to provide for your family. No, provide for your family, and I know sometimes it can be hard not finding a good job that you like. I get that, but still, man, it sucks. I mean, either way, if you're stuck in there or not stuck in there, it sucks. Right, working 50 plus hours a week sucks. I don't care who you are. If you say it doesn't, I don't know. But I mean, you have no life. You know what I mean? Like, and it stinks. I've worked that for a while, and I understand, like, working 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, whatever, you're just so drained, You don't have energy to do anything else, and that's actually a big reason why I stopped working that much. When I used to work for that much. I just chose myself for Climate Right, but I pulled back because I was like, I'm working way too much. And it was just too much. Like, I didn't have energy or drive to do anything. And I think it was mainly me just not being focused in, but mainly working too. I focused on work too much, and literally would get like 12. I worked a 15 hours, day one time, and it was the worst. You know what I mean? And I just kept going, and I just got like sucked into it. It wasn't Dave, and by no means was this David's fault or anything. This was just my own fault because I just didn't. I worked myself too hard. David didn't do anything, so I just wanted to go, David, you're watching this. I'm not blaming you. He's a great boss, and he's been nothing but good to me. He's take care of me. So, but I mean, yeah, I was so drained. I would come home and have time for nothing. You know what I mean? I would come home and do nothing. I would come home from work and I was so drained and so focused on work to where it's like I just come home, take a shower, go to sleep, and go to work the next day. And I don't, that's not how I don't think that's how we're supposed to live. It's not good for you long term. And I know these, the people that are in it know you don't have a life. You know what I mean? You don't have a life. And it's just sad. My heart goes out to them and it breaks for them because it's a terrible, it's a terrible life you got on. Never let work consume your life. Never let work be the thing that replaces God for you, right? And that's why I pulled back. I work about 8 hours a day, if not a little bit more. Sometimes I work 10, but it's not even hardly work. At the very end it'll be like just running a trailer, so that's all good. But I have energy, because I wanted to work enough to where I'm getting a good amount of money, getting my full 40, but still having time to do these videos, right? Still have time to hang out with my girlfriend, hang out with my mom, live a normal life. And working 50 plus hours, it's hard to do that. I'm gonna be honest. It's and especially 12 hours. And I'm not slamming people that work that many hours. I get it. You gotta provide or do whatever. I get that. But you can even agree too. It's hard, right? Coming out for a 12-hour shift from anywhere. It could be at McDonald's. You're tired. You know what I mean? Like, you are drained. You don't want to do anything. Like, you just. In those times, you just have to come home and like just shut down your brain because you've just been working all day, and it's I get that. And it's just, my heart goes out for you, really. I mean, my heart really does go out for these people that are stuck in these jobs. And my brother's a welder. I think he's a pretty good welder. He's been welding for a long time, and he's just stuck. He trapped himself, and it's sad to see it. It's sad to see it. So, I mean, he could be making a lot more money other places and not be working as much. So, and it's crazy when people. These are just thoughts, I guess. It's crazy when people never want to pick themselves up from the dirt. You know what I mean? Like, they never want to sit there and say, okay, I'm kind of in a rough situation. Let me get up. Let me get a better job. Let me yada, yada, yada. I know sometimes it's incredibly hard or even impossible at times. Oh, sorry. Dang nose, I'm so stuffed up. Excuse me. But, I mean, I don't know. I'm not. I'm trying to think of this logically, because you can't just say like, oh yeah, anybody can get the best job they want. That's false. I think that's completely false. I think you can get a better job. I don't know if you can get the best job right now. I think that's just some prosperity preaching type of malarkey. I think you can get a better job. Right. I don't know. It's some people just don't, whether it's job wise or whether it's just them with their relationship with the Lord, whether it's any relationship or whatever. We as humans don't want to pull ourselves up. We want to stay in the mud. We want to, fall into some mud and then stay there. Because we don't want to get up. We don't want to rise above. We don't want to succeed. And it's sad. It's sad to me. It's sad to see those people that stay in that place. My brother's standing in that place right now. I'll be honest with y'all. He is. He's stuck. And he wants to stay there. He's not rising above. He's not trying to better himself. He's not even, heck, stay at your work, but love the Lord. Give it all to the Lord, man. Love the Lord with all your heart, soul, and mind. That's what we're told to do. And when we do that, I think nothing else matters. You can have the worst job in the world, but if you're loving the Lord with all your heart, soul, and mind, then life is not perfect. Life is not going to be all smiles and giggles, but life has hope. Life has real hope again when you do that. So, anyways, I guess that's a good way to end off today's podcast. I hope you have a blessed one. I'll be talking to y'all and seeing y'all this Wednesday and Friday, I guess. But I'll see you at the next Monday Manna coming this Monday. Peace out.